CBC wants to control our democracy. I'm Brian Lilly with the Rebel.media. We've got new proof that CBC wants to control how we view democracy, how we debate it. Why can I say that? Well, because CBC wants to control future election debates. This last federal election, the one we had in the fall, saw something new, refreshing, but for some folks, controversial. We had 3 English language leaders debates not run by the main English broadcasters. In fact, they didn't bother to show them. Why? The broadcasters were in a huff. The main networks, Global, CTV, and led by CBC, were quite upset they weren't in control. The networks had always been in control. They came up with the awful and boring formats, the hideous new age Lego block sets. They got to pick the topics and the moderators. But the Conservatives decided they would change things up. They accepted proposals from other media outlets or outside groups. So we had the Maclean's debate in August. Was as good as anything the consortium could have come up with, better even. We had the Globe debate in Calgary. First time a national leaders debate had been held in the West. And we had the Monk debate, an excellent showcase of where the 3-party leaders stood on foreign policy. All of these debates were available to CBC and the other broadcasters, but they refused to show those debates because, well, they didn't get to call the shots. All of these outlets, they broadcast material they don't control, whether it's sitcoms or hockey, football games. But a national election debate, they couldn't possibly do that, no. So after being shut out of the last election go-round, CBC's looking to make sure it doesn't happen again. These emails, these memos show that discussions on what to do about debates in the next election began during the last one. Michelle Cormier from CBC French and Jennifer McGuire from CBC English Network, the news haunt show, they began their discussions in September. By December, they were having go-forward meetings for an election that doesn't happen until 2019. Why are they doing this? It's about control. Our progressive, liberal-loving state broadcaster believes that they are the ones that should be in control. In fact, among the documents that we obtained through access to information, CBC clearly says they want control. There's a memo in this stack of papers where CBC lays out the criteria for which leaders should get in and which ones should not. According to the state broadcaster, leaders should meet all of the following criteria: have elected seats in the legislature, intend to run candidates in all or nearly all ridings, have a legitimate chance to win seats in this election based on recent political history, current public opinion polls, and previous election results, have a meaningful presence in daily political conversation, have a fully developed platform. The party leader is proficient in the language of the debate. That might make it sound like, well, Elizabeth May or, the Green Party leader or the Bloc shouldn't be invited in some future debates. But don't worry, CBC gives themselves enough wiggle room to make sure their favorite politicians get in there. This stack of papers, a series of emails and memos, shows one thing. CBC plans on controlling the next debates. We can't let it happen. No one group, especially a biased media outlet, should have that kind of control over how federal election debates are run. CBC, remember this, CBC is the 3rd place network in a 3-network race. The media world is changing. YouTube was a partner in one of these debates the last time out, so was Facebook. Since the election, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has used YouTube-based technology to conduct Google Hangouts, online video chats with students and others across the country. Did you know YouTube's only 11 years old? What kind of new technology will be around come 2019? Where will existing technology have moved on to? CBC may like to think they're the voice of the nation. They aren't. They are the voice for a small, mainly urban and very progressive section of Canada. One voice among many. They really should remember that. Oh, and by the way, just for the record, it's time to sell the CBC.